In your street, your suburb.
This is where the Sydney conversation begins.
Breakfast with Craig Reucassel.
7:02 ABC Radio Sydney.
Sometimes the week can just drag on. Bring on the fun of a Friday and look back at the week that was.
Let's go.
TGIF with Charlie Pickering. Fridays from 5 in front of a live audience.
It's live.
On 7:02 ABC Radio Sydney.
Where it is 22 minutes past 7. Would you use the buses in the Northern Beaches and Pittwater area? How do you find them? Independent member for Pittwater, Jacqui Scruby, has been struggling. She thinks they may have hit a crisis point and wants the state government to intervene. She joins us now. Morning, Jacqui.
Morning, Craig.
So what services are we talking about here?
Look, particularly the 190X is the major problem at the moment. We have seen an increase in B1 buses and we all love the B1, but the B1 only goes to Mona Vale. So those at the north of the Northern Beaches from Avalon, between Avalon and Mona Vale, they've got the 190X and it's only a peak service and it's just been cut by 25% in terms of timetables. And then on top of that has had massive cancellations day after day. I'm sent screen grabs of the cancellations up to 50% in the morning.
Okay, so and why have they been cancelled? Have you spoken to the government about this? I know there hasn't been a transport minister in a while, but yeah.
Look, I've spoken to the government. I've also obviously written to the minister and engaging with Minister Graham now that he's the acting transport minister. The issue is that there are a cluster of issues, everything from the bendy buses, which are the articulated buses that were taken off the road last year because of mechanical issues, driver shortages, and even the New South Wales auditor has just handed down a report saying the government is not effectively handling the privatised contracts with Keyless Downer.
So are these buses privatised, are they?
They're privatised under the former Liberal government and there have been issues, since then. But we are where we are today. And I think it's important to recognise the two. There are long-term issues and immediate issues. And with the immediate issues, there's the timetabling issue with that being cut by 25%. And then that's the responsibility of Transport for New South Wales. And then the cancellation issue, which is obviously to do with Keyless Downer and then Transport managing that contract. But, if we were going to look at one thing that we need to address immediately, it would be the timetabling issue.
All right, that's timetable issue. Adam's on the line. Adam, you take this bus. Is this a problem for you?
I do take the bus when it turns up. The one due to turn up in 4 minutes has been cancelled this morning. So perfect demonstration of the types of issues and unreliability of this service.
Is this a recent problem, Adam, or has this been forever?
Definitely not forever. I think Keyless Downer took over the contract in around late 2021. But ever since then, there have been frequent cancellations of the service not running at short notice, followed by downgrading and reduction of the timetables. I think there was one 18 months ago that was promised to be a temporary thing while they got sorted out with having enough bus drivers to cover the.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was a problem. Thanks, Adam, for your call. Jacqui, Adam seems to think this has been worse since the privatisation. Do you think that's at the core of this?
At the core of it, but we also have immediate fixes as well, and that's what I'm working with the government on. So working on immediate fixes and then also long-term, structural change. But I think it's also important to remember that this is one of the longest commutes in Sydney. And so I heard the minister talking about, prioritising trains, and we're even talking about 24-hour train journeys. This is only a peak service. There were 12 services in the morning. Now there are 9. I think there's very easy fixes and opportunities to get this back on track, and that's what I'll be working with the government on.
Okay, so has the B line kind of taken over? Have people put their focus to that and left the people who are further north on the Northern Beaches, I guess, without any help?
Exactly. Well, I mean, we used to have the L90. It used to be called the Hell 90 because it was a very, very long journey. But at least it was direct to the city from the north of the Northern Beaches, whereas once the B line came in, and the B line is wonderful, but once the B line came in, that direct service was not running continually and became only express service in the mornings and afternoons for those peak hours. So
Yeah, right. Well, you've got a new temporary transport minister in John Graham. Have you spoken to him yet? I mean, obviously there's probably a little bit of a queue to get to him at the moment.
Yeah, look, I've spoken to his office, and we will meet next week as a sitting week. So I will be talking to him face to face about this issue then. But I think the one benefit, I know he's got a huge range of portfolios, but the one benefit is he's also the roads minister. And so he's well aware that, Monavale Road is incomplete and causing traffic issues. And that A8 corridor, which goes from the Northern Beaches to the city, is actually on the infrastructure priority list because of congestion issues.
Yeah.
So when I hear all these people telling me they're now jumping in their cars because of the bus situation, it's a roads issue as much as it is a bus one.
Maybe sort out two birds with one stone then. Thanks for speaking to us, Jacqui.
That would be great.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Jacqui Scruby, there, independent member for Pittwater.